Hello everybody and welcome to part 8 of the layout display update. Today we have our Tudor corner in the corner and we're going to be working on that a little bit later on to change it from this goat themed guarded in pub to something a bit more railway appropriate. Now I also got the gift with purchase, which is the news kiosk, but seeing as I already have my WH Smith stand, I'm just going to be taking the minifigures and some of the key elements to improve that instead. The rest of the gift with purchase is just going to get put into my parts inventory, and I'm sure I'll use it somewhere at some point. Next up, I'm going to start using some of the parts from my Tricks Bricks order. While I'd like to say it's loads of track, and I have bought some spacers and some 104 radius points to replace the ones that I've taken out of my fiddle yard, I'm afraid that it's mostly brown tiles to do all of the sleepers. I did get these fantastic looking parcel tiles as well, and thought that they would make a great load for one of the wagons. Don't worry about the rain though, it's always sunny in Brixmouth. Oh, and I can't forget these passenger trespass warning signs as well. I think British Transport Police are probably going to want to have a word with this man though. And now, after a lot of effort and very sore thumbs, every part of the track has sleepers placed down. I know most people would go for one sleeper every other stud, but I decided to go with this because I thought it would use half the amount and thus cost me half as much. So this is what I'm sticking with for now. Next up is the completion of my coaling station, which has now been added to the end of the head shunt. So this must make sure that we've got all of the facilities on board that we need for the locomotives during the day. The shovel is currently being held by the worker, but there is a place where it can be slotted in down here, or maybe even an extra one could be put there as well. Buckets, which I kind of envision as being in case of like emergencies for fire, or maybe the workers would even just use the buckets to move some coal around. Who knows? The structure is pretty simple, just bricks placed on top of each other with a plate layer on that, and then where we have all the coal in the back, I've actually used more snot work behind as part of the actual coal itself, and this just makes sure that these aren't always pinging off all over the place during the show or when I'm transporting stuff, so a much sturdier structure for the thing as a whole. So I'll go and place that now. You may have noticed in the last clip that I didn't have my Tudor corner in the corner, and that's because I've taken it out to rename it. While the Guarded Inn is a great name, and I think that the printed tile is really nice as well, I want my theme for the pub to be more railway related, like how you get the Brunel, the Railwayman, stuff like that. So I've decided to name mine in a name that's going to be both railway and Lego related. So, introducing the plate layer. Now, those of you that know, a plate layer is a worker who would maintain a section of railway. In the UK, they would have plate layers huts, where they would keep their equipment, and they would walk a mile, 2 miles of track every day, making sure that there was nothing wrong, and would report or fix any issues along the train track. So let's get this one placed back in and continue from there. And just like that, the plate layer is situated in the corner where it belongs. In front of the pub we can see the new coaling station as well, although behind it we've got a large gap which needs filling. As you can see, I've already started dismantling the water tower that I have. The plan is to move that in behind the coaling station instead, and this time I'm going to have a brick-built water tower. It's also worth a mention that now that I've printed off the plate layer stickers, I also managed to get my WH Smith stickers done as well. And hopefully that now completes my newspaper stand. So here's a very quick look at the brick water tower that I've designed. I think some people get confused and think that the whole thing is just full of water, but There's windows and a door on the side of most of these, as inside they would have pipework and the refill mechanism, which would keep that top metal water tank filled up. So this is just a very basic representation. It's not based on any particular water tower, but I think it's got a good kind of look and feel for a Great Western style-ish. Thomas pulled into a siding where Duck was waiting. "Hello there, Thomas. What's that you've got there?" Thomas peeped excitedly. "The Fat Controller has asked me to bring all of the new drinks for the new pub." "What, for the plate layer? If they drink all that, they'll be waddling more than I do." The engines soon realised that their drivers and firemen were nowhere to be seen, although they had a good inkling as to where they had gone. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the content, then please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Any comments about what I'm doing at the moment with the display, then please make sure that you leave them below, and I'll see you next week when we update a little bit more. Bye!